Hey everybody, and welcome to my 4th writing update that I have posted on this channel. I have not updated these progress bars in a pretty long time. I have a lot of updating to do today. I'm still working on these two particular projects. Second book of the Deathwind trilogy is a little bit closer to being done than the second book of the Timeless trilogy over here, and I do have a lot of news. If any of you guys have been on Amazon lately, you'll notice that this particular book and that particular book are down off Amazon right now, just on a temporary basis, because I noticed on Amazon I just can't get my books to take off and go anywhere. I can't build up any momentum in sales or anything, so I kind of looked around at other people's books that, are selling dozens of books per day, or hundreds of books per day even, and I noticed a pattern. All the books that are really successful on Amazon and young adult, I noticed that the authors release them every 2 weeks or so. Like, they'll release the first book, and then 2 weeks later they'll release the second book, and then 2 weeks after that they'll release the third book. So it looks like you have to release them pretty close together in order to get any momentum going on Amazon.com. These two books are still up on all the other websites, though, so it's just Amazon.com that these ones are down off of right now, just temporarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these to 220 and twist it up on the other bookstores, like Barnes & Noble should be okay, Kobo should be okay. All the other bookstores besides the Amazon website should be alright. They'll still be there. It's just Amazon I did this to, because what I'm going to do with these two particular series is I'm going to wait until these series are very close to done before I put these two books up again. And then a couple weeks after I put these two books back up, I'm going to put the second one back up. And then a couple weeks after that, I'm going to put the third book up, and so on. So it's just going to be a little while that these are going to be down from Amazon.com. So if you have any problems with finding these books or anything, feel free to give me a private message, and I'll see if I can work something out for you. So just so you're aware, I'm still working full blast on these two series here. Now, Twisted, I've really been hauling butt on. Last time I updated back in April, I was at like 30,000 words or something like that, or getting close to it. I wasn't quite 30,000 words into the second book of the Deathwind trilogy yet. I gotta knock out quite a few of these now, because I've been hauling butt on these. It's hard to find the time to write lately, because, I work a full-time job and get home at 7 o'clock at night, and it just really stinks. So I think I'm getting close to about 45,000 words. This represents about 60,000 words right here, and the black wool right here is how much I've gotten done. So this one's starting to get pretty close, and then when that's done I have to send it to the editor. Wait a couple of weeks, get that back, and completely rewrite the thing in order to make it not suck. Because if I don't do that, it's gonna suck, and that just won't be good for you guys. So those of you waiting to read this one's the closest to being done. This one I've gotten a little bit more done on as well, so say we're closing in on about 20,000 words on the second book of the Timeless trilogy. Basically what I'm doing is, whenever I get a spare hour here and there, I sit down and I pull up one of these novels and I just type as fast as I possibly can, and I actually type about 90 words per minute, so I don't think I'm too shabby at that. And I found out last time I sat down this, I got about 2,000 words done on the second book of the Timeless trilogy in about 1 hour. So that was like 10 pages worth of stuff in an hour, which for me is quite fast. And I don't type double-spaced either. I like to type in like 1.5 lines. 1.5, whatever you call them. It's not quite double-spaced, but it's not quite single-spaced either, so I just find that's easiest on the eyes. So I'm making a lot more progress on this now, too. I got the turbo typing thing figured out. Because when I get home, this comes up and that comes up, and then my mom calls me and I gotta go out and do something, or even my weekends are like that, too. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get all this writing done on the weekend, and then somebody calls, or something comes up, and I have to go somewhere, or something eats up my entire day, so the weekends don't usually work out too well, so I'm pretty much just carving out a couple of turbo writing sessions here and there where I just type as fast as possible. I mean, it stinks while I'm typing it. It's a first draft. I can go back and fix it later. And those of you who subscribe to my newsletter, I was not able to get Cliché the story completed, because right when I was about to start on it, I get another short story back in the mail saying, you have to edit this before it's included in our anthology, so I included that story instead. It's called The Youngest Prince. It's kind of an experimental story, so those of you subscribe to my newsletter, if you haven't opened it yet, go ahead and open it. There's a free short story waiting for you. It's not quite as long as Walls was, but it is a short story. It's going to be in an anthology called Out of the Green, which is coming out later on this year. an idea that my writers group came up with. The topic was fairies. It's not a topic that I chose, but I decided to participate. Anyway, it's kind of an experiment for me. It's not something I normally write about. I'm into more like weird stuff, like walking natural disasters, and that's more my thing. But I went ahead and wrote a story for it, and I got back all these comments. I pretty much had to rewrite the thing, so that took up my short story writing time. But I think my next story that's gonna come out in late summer here is gonna be a science fiction story. Nice ominous sound just plays while I'm there, so just ignore that. It's just part of the game I'm recording this in. I don't know what the title of this science fiction story is going to be called yet, so it's going to be a short story. It's going to have a fantastic twist at the end. I haven't really written a science fiction story yet, so this is going to be kind of experimental for me. I mean, I'm kind of a science geek, I'll admit that. I'll go to Rite Aid and pick up like an issue of Discover or something like that, and read it during my lunch break, so I'm not completely ignorant when it comes to science, so I think I'm going to take a stab at it and write a science fiction story. I have not started it yet, but I have a pretty good idea what it's about and how it's going to end, so it's going to be kind of creepy. So hopefully next time I do one of these writing... Oh, this sign doesn't have enough space on it. Next time I do one of these writing updates, I should be starting on this at least. So I know what my concept is going to be. I'm not going to say anything. But this next one will be a science fiction story. I just couldn't think of anything for cliche the story. I meant for it to be like a comedy. But I just couldn't think of a plot for it all too well. And if I can't think of a plot for it, I'm not going to write it yet. But I'll still have a short story coming up. And if you want to get my free short stories, and be sure to sign up for my mailing list, I'll have a link down in the description here. And plus you get to pick out a free book of mine. And you'll have a drop-down menu where you can pick pretty much any book of the Destroyer series right now. I don't have these two up on the list because the series is not completed yet. So pretty much any one of the 5 books of the Destroyer series you can choose for free. And you'll get like, updates in your email box, when I'm releasing a new book or when I have a new short story available for you to download and just basic author news and stuff, so you'll get that. I should probably... And just so you know, I've kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute. My short story that I have out, The Youngest Prince, it's only available at that specific link down in the description there, because it's going to be an anthology that I'm not publishing myself, so I don't want to spread it all over the internet quite yet. It's just for my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, it's only like 99 cents on the Smashwords website. I'll include it in the description below there. So, it's not real expensive. It's not a real long story or anything, but just so you know it's there if you want to check it out. And I think that's just about all the news I have for you right now, so that's pretty much just what's been going on. So when I'm closer to done with those 2 series back there, and I'm going to go ahead and post it all on Amazon at once. That way you don't have to wait, months between books of this series, and this is the Hall of Completion. I haven't put anything in here in quite a while. See, I gotta get moving on that. So second book of the Deathwind trilogy is pretty much getting close to done here. I think I know how it's gonna end now. It's just a couple days ago I had a new twist to the story come through my head. I'm like, oh wow, I love that idea. Some of my main characters there. Gonna be some major changes happening. Third book I have a rough idea of what's gonna happen, but I think I'm really gonna like the way that the second book ends. It's gonna have a lot of twists in it. No pun intended. And I'll let you guys know when the second book pops up. I mean, you don't have to wait for me to complete the series to get the second book, so it'll be up on other websites other than Amazon, and I'll let you know my mailing list of, where to get it and everything, and I'll put it up here in the writing update too, so. It's going on about 9 minutes now on my recorder, so I think I'm going to stop yapping my lips right now. I'm going to try to get another episode of I Love Spiders' Minecraft Nightmare completed tonight. I really need to expand this. I mean, I have these 2 little buildings in here so far. And I'm still waiting for the Tornado mod to be updated to 1.7 before I do any reenactments that you guys want me to do. And one of you wanted me to reenact a scene out of Tempest, where Janelle meets Gary, and I can't really do that without the Tornado mod too well. I mean, I have a mod where I can make everything tropical looking, like Florida, but I have to wait for that to update too, which mods just are not updating to this version of Minecraft, so. But as soon as it does, I will try that reenactment. I mean, I have a high school that I have built already from something completely different. I'll use that in the scene. So I'll probably just use that particular world. But yeah, I'll have to check and see what version the Tornado mod is on. It's like, come on, when are you going to update? I'd like to do some reenactments here soon. And I can't open this particular world in a different version of Minecraft because the save will get corrupted and I won't be able to open this at all, so I might just break down and do the reenactment in a different world. I have to find people, though. I have to find a mod that lets me put NPCs in, and it's going to kind of be a hard video to make, but I'm up for the challenge. So I think I'll end this writing update for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me some comments. I'll get to them as soon as I can. I will see you next time.